Hey, what's going on? I hope your day is fabulous. Yes, you're driving with me again today. I'm on my way to the salon on this fine morning, and I just got an email from one of my SSO members. So SSO is Supported Salon Owner, and I thought this is a perfect topic to chat with you about on YouTube. I'm sorry, the glare this morning. We'll just deal. So inside of Supported Salon Owner, which is SSO, every other week we have a coaching day, and then every other week in between we have a one-on-one email, like where you have direct access to me. So you send me an email, we chat through whatever, and then the next week we take it, like that following Monday, we can take those items into the Salon Owner Roundtable. It's a really fun, SSO has been such a passion project. It started out completely different than it is now, but it is a great place to just hang out and like be with other like-minded salon owners, get coaching, you get access to all of my programs that are under a certain umbrella threshold, and it's just like I love to be there, and I love to get inside the business with you guys, because these are the things that take you from where you're at currently, which is stressed about social, stressed about money, stressed about finding the right team, like worrying if you're ever going to move past this income threshold, thinking like I'm never going to get to not work behind the chair as much as I do, like the salon is never going to be able to make more money than I do behind the chair, like all of those things in order to get you to where the salon can be on autopilot, where you get to actually like live your life because the salon supports your life. I'm about to turn left here. The sun will change. I'm sorry, that's real distracting, I'm sure. And these are like, I mean, it's just, you've got to get your salon, you've got to get out of that like stress, worry, like scarcity, what do I do? And the way that we do that is honestly, it's by doing something different. Right? And not doing just more stuff. I think we've talked about that in a previous little episode here, previous video, but it's about doing more of the right thing. And so we want to think about that, like as we go from all of that stuff I just mentioned to salon on autopilot, you not having to be the number one income source in the salon, because the salon can generate its own income without you behind the chair. Like these are things that come when you're moving into seven-figure salon energy, or truly seven-figure salon revenue. And I also want to just point out, I think I've said this before, and I think this is video 20, maybe, let's see, I don't know. If it's not, it's not, sorry. But like, this is so crazy. I've been doing this for kind of a while. And we've got 100 days, so we have 80 days to go, if it is in fact day 20, 79, whatever. So, the thing that we have to do is think about, like, even if somebody's like, I have $1 million salon, what's the profit like? Because it's not always about being $1 million business, although that's really cool to say. And there are only 3%, this was the latest statistic that I read, I could be, by now maybe it's wrong, but there are only 3% of $1 million companies are owned by women. That's freaking lame, in my opinion. But I bet you of that 3%, there's a lot in the beauty industry. I bet there's a ton. And that makes me really happy. And I know quite a few of them. So that's exciting. And I work with quite a few of them. And that's epic. And such a privilege. But like, it is, I just want you to know that, like, yes, it's cool to say, yes, it's amazing, but you can have $1 million business and spend $999 and like 99999, right? And that's not a very profitable business. So like, it's not all, so I like to say seven-figure energy, because we want that feeling. We want that CEO salon owner lifestyle. We want to elevate your business, because I work with some amazing salon owners that are not going to hit seven figures because they don't need to. Like if you run the math, like if you're at 10% profitability, but you don't make $1 million, you know, like, but you are making, when you hit $1 million, maybe, or if another salon was at $1 million and their profitability was only, you know, in the 2, 3, 4%, like sometimes the math like the math doesn't lie, and the numbers show you what's better. And sometimes the profit is better at a higher profitability and lower revenue. So like, it's not just saying like, I'm $1 million salon, which is super cool. Like, we've generated over $1 million almost every year that we've been open. And because of my business model, that has not always generated, well, it's not generated, because as a primarily rental salon in the beginning, that wasn't $1 million and $1 million profits. Like, it just can't be, right? Like, that's not how that works. But as a salon, we generate tons every year. And sometimes, I mean, when I'm able to calculate it appropriately, sorry, hang tight, driving safely, that like, we're well past $1.5 million, like up really close to $2 million in revenue generated in the salon. At different years though, because stylists change, my model has changed, then we have different, like, lots of variables, right? And over 18 years of business, you see a lot of that. So anyways, I just wanted to say that because I know I'm talking about it. I want you to download the masterclass, the Foundation of Your $1 Million Salon, all of that. But like, just also keep in mind that we just want you to make the most money as freaking possible. That's what it's about, right? It's about that. So, okay, the email I got from SSO, now that I'm 6 minutes in and you're like, what is she even freaking talking about? It was, I'm so overwhelmed with social. I'm so like kicking myself. I just am so frustrated. I'm just not doing it. And I'm like, hey girl, like, this person has Salon Quarterly, so she knows what to do. And she even said that in her message. I know what to do. I just can't freaking get started. And that's okay too. Like, and so we talked about a couple days ago, that like, it's okay to give yourself a break. Salon owners are human, this sort of thing. But what I want to say here, and what I said in the email inside of SSO back to this SSO member, was it's totally good to take a break. In fact, you deserve it, you need it. And if you are feeling like that, that's the beginning of like burnout, overwhelm, all those things that we don't want to touch. So you pull back. But then you have to look at the calendar and you just make a decision if you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And this is self-leadership stuff. Because if we want to lead others well, we first have to lead ourselves well. And the way you do that is you just make a decision. It's not that hard. Posting on social, when you have a system behind it, is really not that hard. Like, you know what you're supposed to say, you know how you're supposed to say it, you know what imagery, what visuals, like, you've got that dialed. And if you are an SQ member, you know all about that. And if you're not, there's a link somewhere for you. And you could even start with bold, not beige, if you're not ready to make the full thing and just kind of like tiptoe around. But here's the deal. Like, you just make a freaking decision. Think about when you need to clean your house and you just don't want to. You're like, it's okay. It's okay. We'll just wait a minute. That's okay. That stuff's not bothering me that much. And then you get a message that's like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. I'm going to pop over. Can I stop by? Whoa, did we lose the camera a little bit? Sorry. And you're like, I have to clean my house right now. And you can get so much stuff done. Your house has never been cleaner nor faster than when somebody says they're popping by unexpectedly, right? I have got to clean this window, speaking of, but I have a whole thing going on and I can't get my car washed because I got a windshield. I should just clean this one because it's just bad. Anyways, yeah, it was also dirty before the windshield thing though. So there's that. But it's like, you move when you have to. And so if you make a decision that posting on social, doing the visibility work, having the meetings with your staff, updating your SOPs, like whatever those things are that you need to do, when you make that decision, you just do it. And it's what's best for you and your business. But you have to decide that. You have to decide what's best for you, for your business, etc. And then you just do it. You put it on the calendar and you freaking do it. And part of why I'm doing these 100 days of YouTube systems and stories for salon owners is because I needed to just decide. I've been dilly-dallying and fooling around basically and ideating and I was procrastinating. I was doing the perfectionist procrastination thing. And I was like, well, I'll get there. I don't know how it's going to work. I'll just get there. And no, Lexi, like that's not what works for us, right? And so I said, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid. I'm just going to start. I'm just going to do it. And this person knows what to do with socials. So like, she just needs to get back into it. And you start small, right? You say, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to post once a day. I'm going to post 3 times a week. I'm going to start with whatever I can accomplish and I will like do, right? And then you move on from there. You build on top of it. Much the same as anything else in your business. When it has a strong foundation, then you can build on top of that. The same thing goes with social or whatever it is that you're doing, visibility work, anything that requires, excuse me, like additional, like where you could grow into it, like where you could do more. Because like currently right now, if you really want to grow on social, the statistic, and I'm not your social expert, I am your marketing, messaging, salon, business growth expert, and leadership, is that you need to be posting 3 times a day on TikTok and at least once a day on Instagram, and your stories shouldn't die unless you're taking a break intentionally to reset your your views or whatever. So like that's a lot of content if you want to be hitting that. Now I'm not saying you need to do that. I'm just saying like that's an option. But also I want to just caution that with a big fat, like, you don't need to grow on Instagram if you have the right clients already there. You just need to speak their language better, connect with them more, speak to desire, and get visibility off of social, but still online in order to grow your business, because that works all day long, all across the country and in different parts of the world as well. I am speaking it to you as a true, like that's what I do, right? Like I know that, I know this to be true when the system is worked and put out there properly. So all of that to say, like, you just start with one. So I told this client, I said, this salon owner, like, hey, just get back on the ball. Like, just post today, don't post to post intentionally, and get back in a rhythm, because the longer you go, the harder it is. It's like dieting, it's like anything else. Treating your business like a business requires intentionality, it requires planning and prep, and it requires just a little bit of dedication, which I know you have as a salon owner, because you wouldn't be a salon owner without it, because at one point you had lots of it. So we just gotta hone in, do a little bit more.